I have a class that's not going to get to see you guys tomorrow. It's day 5. You remember what that was.
Why did you like assumptions?
It wasn't that I didn't like it. I chose something that was more what people expected of me and what people wanted of me instead of doing what I actually like to do. I did something else more practical, I guess.
Yeah.
And people were like, oh, you should do this, you should do that. And so I did that, and I should have just gone with what I really wanted to do, which is what I'm going to do now.
What was your major?
I was doing special ed and music, and then I went and talked to somebody in the education department about it, and she was like, you're basically going to have a triple major, and it's basically impossible. And I was like, okay, thanks for telling me about this after I gave you my check. Awesome. And then there was ways that I could have gotten around it and stuff, but I just kind of decided that I didn't really want to do special ed because I love special needs kids and I work really well with them, but it just wasn't what I wanted, and I didn't want to let go of my dreams to satisfy other people. Because it's your life, you have to make a decision for you and nobody else. You have to do what you love.
Breaking the phone. So are you saying it's a music major?
I'm doing music, performance and music business.
Bathrooms.
Your bathroom wasn't bad. I lived in it.
It was right upstairs. It was nice for her, but
we had a poop bandit in my bathroom. That was interesting. Somebody would come into our bathroom, take a massive poop, and then just not flush.
Pretty sounds like your anniversary.
That was disgusting.
I think that's pretty hysterical.
And
Some people appreciate all forms of life.
we made signs. My roommate made a sign with some choice words and just posted it everywhere. It was flush your blank, blank, blankety blank down the freaking blah blah blah. And it was
That's what I would do.
The problem solved itself, but it was gross. The boys' bathroom, I've had to use that before. It's gross. I went upstairs. I was upstairs hanging out, and I didn't want to have to go all the way down to my floor, so I just used the boys' bathroom, and there was hair everywhere. It was disgusting.
same-sex bathrooms are gross. There's I live in my school is mostly girls. It's 95% girls. So there's a triple of guys on my floor, and they share one bathroom, and I had to go there once, and it was the most disgusting experience of my life. They have everything everywhere, and RA doesn't go in there or anything. So clearly hate them.
And you've done class size, what have you missed?
How are your roommates?
Yeah, roommates.
I get along with my roommates. One's from Chicago and one's from North Carolina. And the one from North Carolina is also from Turkey. She lives both. And sometimes she speaks Turkish. And sometimes she'll start speaking to me in Turkish. I'm I don't understand. And my one from Chicago, she's very Midwestern. And she always makes fun of my accent. But her accent's gross.
Yeah, people make fun of my accent.
She's in Boston. How would she make fun?
People make fun of me, and I'm
No,
People
make fun of me. Where I come from, at the time, I asked the lady for Jimmy's on my Sunday, and I just got blank stares.
Some people actually think that's.
People went the wrong way.
Yeah, people don't know what hoods
Yeah,
Some people think Jimmy's is.
yeah, they don't know what hoodie is.
Yeah.
Someone else, they don't know what hoodie is in
So much louder than everything else.
Rotaries are, they call them roundabouts in the first place.
That's annoying.
And so I'm training my friends to be Rotary, because they just got them 2 years ago or something. And so apparently my friend was in the car driving the right way because she knew how to drive, and there's a car coming the opposite way directly at her.
Oh my God, that's so scary.
So she had to drive off the road so she didn't die.
You can't even turn that way.
And
It's a culture shock.
And apparently I say broom funny.
Oh yeah, I get that one too.
But apparently it's broom. I don't like saying it like that, but I can yell at her all the time.
Tomato, tomato, you know?
Broom. You don't say broom.
How is something that I like?
I'm sorry.
Forget.
Yeah,
What weird?
Weird. I get called
Yeah, weird. Everyone's what do you say here? I've gotten my friends though, I say it enough that they're weird. I'm hey, you said it, and they're so.
I get told I say my name wrong, and
I'm
Me
like,
too. No, you guys are wrong. Calm down. They like say I say my name wrong too. They're like, hey, they say Sarah. I say Sarah. I'm like, it's Sarah.
They
And
say
then I got another
Sarah
one.
weirdly.
My like roommate will be Skyping with her like brother or her friends from Chicago,
Sarah,
and I'll be
Sarah.
like, oh, like
She picked up a little Chicago accent.
Sarah.
I hear her.
she's always
I'm
talking.
sorry.
So. She talks a lot. She literally talks all the time. But like, she'll like be Skyping with her like brother or like parents or whatever, and then she'll like have me come over and like say things to them. So like, Lauren, say this.
Now you guys know how I feel.
The worst thing though was or the best thing. I would like give everyone like I would tell them to read this and it would be Worcester and then like four.
Yeah, try to make people pronounce things.
And like.
But then when you give them Dorchester, they say boosh.
And it's like it's the best thing ever. And I'm like, what do you call this? And they're like, it's
They
this.
Googled things people from Boston say.
Yeah, and they're like, say car. I'm like, ah, and I exaggerate it. And they're like, ah, it's the best thing ever. It hasn't stopped yet.
like,
Yeah.
won't
Yeah,
say
like, I
nothing.
won't
It
say
won't.
nothing.
It won't. You guys did that to me. I've been here 10 years.
I think when somebody asks me to say something, I don't say it how I would normally say it. I either stress how like I normally say it, or I just do it right.
It comes like your accent comes out more when you're tired, I've learned.
My accent.
They're all like,
how I'm angry. People call me out
yeah.
when I'm really mad or something. You're from the town.
I'm going to change the subject. How about your the food?
I love it. I love it's repetitive.
It's repetitive, but we.
I love food. They spoil you parents' weekends. You
Yeah.
want that every weekend. But we like-
Orientation, like when people like prospective students come visit, like they make the food so much like way better. And like the next day you'll get like roast chicken and like.
See, now I got the opposite. The food when I went to orientation was just really bad, and when I went to the dining hall, the food was delicious. And I'm not just saying that because I work at the dining hall. But it's like in the towers, there's a dining hall, and then there's a Subway, and then there's a Starbucks. So like in the tower, so I don't
No
leave
dunks.
my building.
No dice.
So when you work there and you say you get free dinner, does that like get deducted from your meal plan?
No, like you like literally don't swipe anything. You just
Oh, so you
walk
just
right
get,
in, they wave to you, and you get your dinner.
So you get like extra swipes at the end because you didn't use.
I made
Okay.
friends with the lady who swipes cards, so I got free swipes sometimes. Just wanted. She took me to the mall once.
And if you're a student supervisor, if you're like a student that runs all the student workers in the dining hall, you don't even pay for any meal at the dining hall.
That's sick.
So I'm gonna try and get that sophomore year.
So if boys make friends with girls, because I still had like $500 left and I was like buying food for people at the end of the semester.
Our friend Alex ran out of money like the beginning of November.
Yeah.
We have
So make friends with girls because they'll buy you food.
we
Good.
technically have an unlimited meal plan, but it only goes up to 400 meals. So like.
That doesn't sound unlimited.
Yeah, right? So like on one day you can get like 6 meals. So some kid was like determined to get to 0 to see what happens. Yeah, no, you don't get more meals, you're just at 0. So he ended up other people swiping him in like for the last like week.
Okay, so biggest adjustment, best piece of advice.
Advice, like I would say business schools. So like going in, like I was gonna go to Leslie. I was like, no, I don't even apply, but like I applied to like Wheelock and like Assumption because like I have a waiver and like Wheelock's free. So then like the more I like visited Leslie, I'm like I don't like it here, like I'm not gonna get along with people here. So then I visited Wheelock and like, oh, this is a better fit and like
We've done the social network there, so.
I'm not some of the movies so I'm not really excited. It's one of the reasons. So, I mean, I like visiting the schools was like definitely the best thing I could have done. Just like see how you fit. And if you can, like do like an overnight and like stay with like a student or like if you know them or not. And that was like a feel for it. And it was like
The overnight definitely made my decision.
Yeah,
Like, I stayed overnight, I think it was WPI, and they were like the weirdest people I think I've ever met. I was uncomfortable, I just want to go home. So then, Tufts was a lot better. People were nice, were way more normal, and I was like,
that's how it was with Leslie. They're very artsy and stuff. I'm like, okay.
they were really, really nerdy. Which, you know, I'm an engineer, so I expected that, but it was too much.
The people at WPI are weird. I had to do a concert with them,
Yeah, they were weird. I was like, no, I just know. Let me go home.
They have weird frats too.
Okay. Alright, moving on. Best advice. Biggest adjustment.
Biggest adjustment, there's a lot of boys where I go to school. Our freshman class is 20% girls. So there's a lot of boys everywhere, and I have a game, and I walk to class. It's my favorite game to play. I walk to class, and it's really like just down the block and like to the left. So I have to count how many boys I pass before I see a girl, and I've gotten up to 50 before. So that was an adjustment. The odds, I'm going to say it, the odds are good, but the goods are odd, so it's not really.
I think it's really
Sorry, Vito. But like,
Doesn't phase Fino.
So yeah, that was an adjustment. Piece of advice, keep an open mind and like think for yourself. Because like I wasn't expecting to do like half the things I did.
Plot twist.
That I've done so far and like
Melody.
she
Do you know the Melody loves a sorority, by the way?
yeah, she loves sorority. Loved it. Yeah. But keep an open mind to things because like it's you. I'm not even talking about that. Like I didn't think I would meet the people I would meet. Like I work from a very, very liberal state, and like down there it's very conservative, and like you gotta keep an open mind. That's what I'm just.
Biggest adjustment was probably living with other people. That was definitely something your clubs are amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. My best piece of advice would probably be to take advantage of all the extra help that the teachers offer you. Like we have homework sessions and just extra help. And one of my teachers actually has us come in each week and she goes over things one-on-one with you and she'll tell you everything that's on the test and she gives you extra credit for coming. So it's great.
My biggest adjustment, I would say, was the academics, I think. Here, I was always very used to being the best and not having to try very hard. And when I went to college, it was everyone there was like me. And they were all really smart. And so it was really nice to be with those people as well as learn from them because like you don't always learn from your peers, but at college you definitely do. Like they're always willing to help you. And my biggest piece of advice would be just to talk to people. Like even if you're just visiting or whatever, just go and say hi to someone or go sit with someone because no one's gonna judge you for it. It's college. Like everyone there wants to be friends with people, and they're all really nice. So even if like you're going to the dining hall by yourself, just go find someone and sit with them. Just who knows, you can meet best
Don't be
friends.
alone. There's this one girl, she's like crazy. She's like always alone and like no one likes her. I think she's better than everyone else.
But don't be afraid to eat dinner alone. I do sometimes. It's not good.
Yeah, I mean, it's not weird, but like if you're always eating alone and always drinking by yourself, like
Even like people like do work in the dining hall.
I like your food but didn't eat alone. That's how I feel. I don't like it. So I just try to look busy.
Anybody else have any advice?
Close.
Best advice.
Biggest adjustment that I had was was actually how much time I had to do all of my work. Like when I was there for like the first like week or so, I really just didn't manage my time well because like I had like a class of 9, a class of 10, and then I didn't have another class until 3. And I had like all that time to do work I didn't for like the first few weeks of school. And it didn't work out. I learned that I was bad. And so like the biggest adjustment was like managing even more time because like when you're here at high school, you know, said like
Time is managed for you here. You
yeah.
have to manage your own time.
You gotta manage your own time.
like less time in class and more time like working.
Biggest piece,
Sorry.
I was gonna say biggest piece of advice is gonna be you know Kristen's thing, you know, don't be afraid to talk to people. She already explained all that.
My biggest adjustment was the lack of privacy. Like there was none. I I was in a dorm where like people were always around, they were always passing the hall, and, like people were constantly in my room, like whether it be my roommates or just random people, like just people I was like friends with. And I literally had like one of the worst days of my life while I was at college. Nothing related to college, but just like personal stuff. And like I was like I spent the day like crying, and people just came in my room and they were like, oh, okay, and like left. Like I did not have any privacy. Like when I was upset about something, like somebody would always see me, and like it was just like annoying. Like I like couldn't just be by myself. And, but you get used to it, and you have to adjust to it, and you have to realize that people are gonna see you during times where you like don't want to be seen, and like you're gonna have to deal with it. My biggest piece of advice: it's okay not to be best friends with your roommates. Go out and talk to other people. Don't feel like you need to be stuck with them. Like, and make friends that like aren't friends with your roommates, because that was my biggest thing. Like, all of my friends that I have were friends with my roommates too, and like it got annoying because I was seeing the same people all the time, and like if I was hanging out with somebody, like eventually like my roommates would come in too, and like we were all just kind of together, and like then I sort of realized in October, November that like I didn't really have that much in common with the people I was hanging out with. Like they were just kind of the people I was with and the people I lived with.
Anyone else?
My biggest adjustment was, I think someone else said it before, but just living in a room with more people than one. Because I went from I've had my whole room my entire life at home, so going from that to living in a room with 3 girls that's smaller than the room I had at home. And so it didn't, like I said, the 3 roommates is not a bad thing, but it was just getting used to knowing that I can't spread my stuff out everywhere, and knowing that I'm a very, very neat person. And so like my roommate's shoes, like neither of my roommates are really messy, but just my roommate's shoes sometimes spill out from underneath the bed. So I just kick them back underneath and go on about my business. But it just takes a little bit of getting used to, and now it's fine. And then my biggest piece of advice is don't go into school with the mindset that you're going to be the best just because of what you did in high school. Because you're going, especially if you go to really, really competitive schools, and if you graduate at the top of your class here, you're going to school with however many other people who are also just like you. And so if you want to be the best still, that's great, but you might have to put in more effort than you did in high school. Like I know I studied, but I didn't study that much. But now I know I have to if I want to do well.
Biggest adjustment for me was being away from my parents and my brother. Granted, I was only half an hour away, so it's nothing compared to like Missouri or New York or anything like that, but like not seeing my mom every day was kind of weird for me. And like my little brother too, like we're really good friends, which is kind of weird, but whatever. So that was weird for me, but you get used to it. Like I talk to my parents every day. So I mean, you get used to it. It's not that big of a deal. Biggest piece of advice that I have is join a club. Join something, because you have so much free time. You can't just like sit in your room and study all day. You'll go crazy. You have to like get out and do something that you like, and like get involved in something, because I think the best thing for me was getting to meet upperclassmen, because like you're in classes all day with freshmen, you live with freshmen. Like freshmen are great. All my friends are freshmen, but like I also have friends that are upperclassmen, which is nice because they like I'm buying books from one of my friends who took a class that I'm taking last year, so like I'm paying less than I would pay the bookstore, and like she's gonna help me with the class, and like